When winds higher than or greater than 200 kilometers per hour of speed strike a particular city or nation, everything comes to a standstill. Now, this is something we are seeing in the Southeast Asia, where cities of Hong Kong, countries such as Taiwan and China, and the life there has come to a standstill. And this is not something which you can call as a scene from a movie. Rather, it is the impact of a super typhoon that is called as the Ragasa, considered as one of the deadliest superstorm or super typhoon that the region had witnessed in the recent time. So first of all, if you try to understand about this typhoon, as we can see from the given map here, typhoon somewhere began in the north of Philippines and to the south of Taiwan, around this area, and after that it has been moving toward the eastern direction because of the influence of easterly trade winds, and then it is expected to remain in the category of super typhoon as long as it is near the Hong Kong. After that, the cyclone, we can say, or typhoon also we can say it will start to move further east and will reach the city of Hanoi in Vietnam. There gradually it will lose its overall strength and it will convert into severe tropical storm as such. Now, as far as the super typhoon is concerned, if you look at this particular map, you can see that the countries are going to be affected most by this are Taiwan, then we'll have Philippines, and we have the southern region of China, as we can see from here as such. Now, coming to the next topic, if you try to understand about the casualties in Taiwan has been high. Almost 14 people have lost their life because of sudden heavy rainfall and a strong winds, lightning strikes. 124 people are missing, and almost because of such kind of crisis, the entire army has been mobilized, troops have been mobilized, and 340 troops have been dispatched to take care of the casualties and the people in the disaster affected areas. Now, in the Hualien country, also the news has come that because of heavy rainfall, the lake has bursted, it has overflown, and also we are seeing the instances of flooding in the overall regions around the Hualien county. So, this has created nationwide rescue team mobilization, and similar impact we are seeing on the cities of Hong Kong and Macau as well, where the fierce winds, because when we talk about the super typhoon, the categorization is that minimum speed of wind should be 240 kilometers per hour. If in a cyclonic system, if in the this what you can call as a typhoon system, wind velocity exceeds 240 kilometers per hour, then we can call it as a super typhoon, and this is what this particular typhoon is. So because of this fierce winds and torrential rainfall, because the clouds that form here are cumulonimbus cloud, which are tall, dark, towering clouds, and they cause heavy amount of rainfall in very short duration of time. So this torrential rainfall has caused the maximum damage, and also the authorities of Hong Kong has given a signal 10 warning, which is considered as the highest warning that is issued for any particular safety or a disaster as such. Amber rainstorm alert has been issued, and overall in injury, you talk about 13 people have injured, one in the Macau. Schools, flights, and everything has been suspended. Now, before moving further to understand how do these typhoons form, I would want to bring your attention to the fact that at Legacy IAS Academy, we're going to soon commence batches. The regular batches are going to begin at 16th of October. On 16th of October, while weekend batches will start at 4th and 25th of October as such. Now, in this particular program, we ensure that we have comprehensive coverage of GS paper. We also ensure one-to-one mentorship and doubt solving session. We believe in the integrated preparation right from the start, and for that purpose we have daily mains and static practice. Also, we need to have understanding about your strength and weaknesses if you are preparing for the examination, and for that test series plays a very important role, and that is why we emphasize on both prelims and mains based test series. If you want to know more detail about the course, features and programs, you can reach out to us. You give the call at the number being displayed here, or you can click the link in the description box of this particular video. Now, coming back to this particular topic, if we talk about the typhoon itself, typhoons are known by different names. For example, if you look at the map here, in the North Atlantic Ocean or in the Eastern Pacific Ocean near the coast of America, the typhoons are referred by the name of hurricane. In all other oceans, such as in the North Indian Ocean, South Indian Ocean, or even in the Southwest Pacific Ocean, they are referred by their common name of tropical cyclone. While in the North West Pacific Ocean near the coast of China, Japan, Philippines, Taiwan, these cyclones are referred by the name of typhoon. So overall, in terms of the weather disturbances, all of these are same, just the regional names are given based on where they are originating. So wind speed minimum for any storm to be categorized as a typhoon or a tropical cyclone or even hurricane, the WMO, that is World Meteorological Organization, it has come up with a criteria that wind speed should be more than 118 kilometers per hour, and there is generally association of heavy rainfall, the storm surges, because most of time And we can say in majority of cases, because tropical cyclones are coming from the sea to land, they bring large volume of seawater along with themselves, and that causes huge flooding in the coastal areas also. Now, overall, the cyclones and we can say typhoons are categorized on the basis of the wind speed and wind pressure as such. Now, in the case of India, it is the Indian Meteorological Department that categorizes the cyclones or tropical cyclones. So, if you look here closely, on the basis of wind velocity, if the wind velocity is somewhere between the range of 118 to 165 km per hour, it is referred as very severe cyclonic storm. Similarly, wind velocity reaches 166 to 220 km per hour, it is called as extremely severe cyclonic storm. And if wind velocity exceeds or becomes equal to 221 km per hour, then we refer at, in India, we refer it as a super cyclonic storm. Now, in this case, we're talking about super typhoon. So, in super typhoon, there is slight difference. Super typhoon is only classified if the wind velocity reaches greater than or more than 240 kilometers per hour, and this wind velocity should be maintained for an average of 3-minute duration as such. Now, apart from that, also, if you try to understand, no matter whether you're talking about tropical cyclones, hurricanes, or typhoon, there are certain conditions that is required for these cyclones to form. The first condition is that they can only form over the large surface where the water is warmer. Where water is warmer, what it means by this is because the temperature in the ocean, sea surface temperature should be higher than 26.5 degrees Celsius. Second, if there is a huge volume of moisture that is generally present in the sea, and that means a strong insolation is causing more and more evaporation, and the wind is rising in the upward direction. All of this is what we can call as the case of atmospheric instability. So if these conditions are present, it further fuels the growth of cyclone and tornadoes and cyclones and typhoons, and they can become further intensified and strong as such. Now, the most important condition for cyclones to form is that there should be presence of Coriolis force. Coriolis force comes into picture because of the differential rate of rotation of Earth. We know that at Earth equator, Earth is rotating at a faster speed, while at the polar areas, Earth is rotating at slower speed. And because of this speed difference, a force comes into existence. It is called as Coriolis force, and it is a Coriolis force that causes the winds to rotate around the low pressure system that you have in the cyclones and typhoons as such. So the rotation is very important point, and without Coriolis force there is no rotation, and that is why Coriolis force is almost zero near the equatorial areas, and that is the reason why you will never see formation of tropical cyclones, typhoons, or hurricanes near the equator. They only form near the tropical or within the tropical regions as such. And the most important condition, obviously, at the center of cyclone, you should have a low pressure. Low pressure causes the wind to converge from all the sides, and then wind rises further as they get heated, and they also start rotating because of Coriolis force. And this all phenomena together causes the intensification of storms and can further convert into a super typhoons or super cyclones as such. Now, obviously, because these are one of the deadliest and dangerous weather disturbances and phenomena that we encounter on our Earth, it has huge implications on the various aspects of people's life. For example, we have seen in this case also that death, injuries, and displacement is recorded. Apart from that, because they are in this particular kind of super typhoon, for example, super typhoon Ragasa, if you take example of this case, the damage to infrastructure and losses to agriculture is also to a heaviest extent. The reason is because wind is blowing at very fast speed, and that causes impact on infrastructure. Because the flooding in the coastal areas, whatever crops you have, the farmers might have cultivated, it is completely submerged and flooded. Similarly, we have environmental impact also, because the floods, landslides, coastal erosion causes damage to the ecosystem and biodiversity as well, and it creates a challenge for the politicians of the countries, the government of the countries and the regions affected by super typhoon, because they have to then mobilize their entire effort in managing these disasters. In many cases, if the countries are very small, such as countries like Taiwan, Hong Kong, they cannot manage the disaster by themselves, so they require international aid as well. So that is how we can understand we have the huge implications of typhoon, and in this case typhoon, super typhoon Ragasa as such. That is all about this particular video. If you like the video, please like it and share the flash friends, subscribe to the channel for more such content. Thank you very much.